Hello, it's Kirby with the Asheville View. I'm here at Wincap for World AIDS Day. I'm here with
Roderick Disrow,
John Chaffin,
Jody Cross.
So we're here to talk about what World AIDS Day is. So can someone tell me about what World AIDS Day is and what it's about?
Yeah, it's a day that we recognize our achievements and since the epidemic began in the 1980s to now, and we're recognizing our achievements, mourning our losses, and really just taking the time to reflect on the past and then putting a little bit of hope, or all of our hope, towards the future and ending this epidemic.
Can you tell us a little bit about what Western North Carolina AIDS Project does?
So we're an HIV service organization. So we serve people living with HIV in the Western North Carolina region. We serve 18 counties. With our organization, we have a case management program. So we do medical case management, help folks living with HIV get the medications they need, work with them to get to their doctor's appointments, that sort of thing. We offer a pharmacy program, and we offer a community navigation program that allows folks living with HIV to have kind of a peer in that aspect to them and assist them with the care that they need. And we also do, we have a harm reduction program. So that's kind of newish along with the community navigation program, but it's been there for about a year now that is really helping us tackle ending the HIV epidemic and other epidemics among people who use injection drugs.
So how are some ways that we're ending the epidemic of HIV?
Well, the first thing is we're kind of tackling stigma. Mm-hmm. Stigma equals death. I say it all the time. Stigma equals death. And it can be some of the most pervasive struggle that we have.
Well, I think stigma prevents people from seeking care. It prevents them from becoming more knowledgeable on the things that they need to learn about so that they can advocate for themselves and take care of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think in addition to stigma, we have to address education.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so be out in the community.
Well, let's also talk about PrEP, which is pre-exposure prophylaxis. So basically you take it every month. It makes it less likely for you to catch HIV. However, one of the problems, and I think this is definitely related to what you all were just talking about, is the fact that they require you to get tested just to get it.
To get it, yeah. And testing, and now they have, at-home HIV tests. So it's much easier. And if you're getting it through something like, if you're using programs that you see actually online, it can often be advertised on your phone. You'll see them advertised on TV. But things like Mister and NewRx are some things that, or some of those programs that help you get PrEP for free. And they'll often send you an at-home HIV test. Mm-hmm. And then you just apply for PrEP right there online.
But let's talk about some of the stigmas that people are afraid of about HIV specifically, which makes them not get tested. I know for a fact, I know someone who thought that they would never find love. There are people out there that still think it's a death sentence. Mm-hmm. What are some other ones that you all can think of?
Yeah, so oftentimes folks who, we internalize stigma, and then we've internalized stigma from the 1980s on. And we're taking that stigma and internalizing that. And not just us, it's anyone and everyone. Some folks don't even realize they've internalized some stigma. And so it makes it much harder for folks to get tested if they are fearful of the results. Mm-hmm. And that fear can stem from, what happens if I have HIV? Or what happens if my family rejects me for having HIV? Or what happens if, I will never, so I just don't want to know. And that stigma right there prevents them from getting tested in the first place, which can also prevent them from seeking PrEP. And then there's stigma on top of that when it comes to PrEP, taking PrEP. People think, oh, well, you're taking PrEP, so you're a slut. And that's not true. There are people out there who don't have regular, are not extremely sexually active, but they're still protecting themselves using PrEP.
Because it's about self-care.
It's about self-care, and it's about, protecting yourself, and prevention starts with protecting yourself first.
Exactly.
One of the situations that I relate to is the fact that it is not automatically included in your yearly physical. You have to request that test or go to an agency such as Wincap.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't ask for it, they don't automatically check,
Mm-hmm.
and they should.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're not an at-risk population, they don't even think about it. And so it's not often one of those things where when you go into the doctor's office, let's do your HIV test for your every 6-month visit or whatever you might do.
That brings me back to education, because when you're aware of these things, you know how to advocate, you know how the questions to ask your physician if you're not seeing a physician that specializes in HIV care.
Mm-hmm.
And also at this point in time, a lot of the communities and populations that weren't at risk are now becoming at risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's and I think that goes back to the stigma that it's like just a gay man's disease, but it's not.
It's not.
It's
I've
really
also
not.
encountered a politician who did not know that women could contract HIV.
Oh wow.
He thought it was only men.
Nope. It's everyone.
I had to teach someone that just the other day. It was a good friend of mine. Well, women can get HIV too? Yeah, absolutely they can. It does not, this virus, any virus, does not discriminate.
It doesn't discriminate. It is less likely to contract through that route, but it is not impossible, and it is more common than anybody knows.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So how are some ways people can check out the resources that Wincap offers and get in touch with them or become a part of them or donate?
So you can donate to Wincap by going to wincap.org. And at the top right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see a little donate button. Right now, we're actually doing a little drive for donations. So if you donate any more than $35, you're eligible to receive a free T-shirt in the mail. Just put in your shirt size, and while supplies last. I don't know exactly how many we have, but we have enough. So if you're donating over $35, you get a chance to win a free T-shirt. Or no, you get your free T-shirt. To volunteer, you do the same thing. Go to wincap.org, look at our volunteer page, and they'll have the information there. You can also email volunteer coordinator at wincap.org. That's a long email, I know, but it's on the website. So if you're curious about getting involved and volunteering in any capacity, we can always use volunteers. So, and if you're looking to receive services, so if you've recently been diagnosed with HIV, you can always call our phone number. That is 828-252-7489. That's 828-252-7489.
Well, I'm Kirby Winter with the Asheville View. I am here with
Broderick Disrow,
John Chaffin,
Jody Cross.
and they're from Wincap, Western North Carolina AIDS Project. Asheville View, we're out.